Okay, there we go. I think we're good. Oh, it's back. Oh my gosh. So starting up so restarting OBS worked. So now we are back live. And let me go ahead and go over here and check this out. And we are good to go. Auto find activate. There we go. Think we are good now, guys. Yeah, we are finally live. At least on the what's up? What's going on? Let me go here too. There we go. All right, perfect. Now we're good. Yeah, we're finally back. Yeah, I know it's I know it was a bit hectic. So at least YouTube's back up too. So that is good. I don't know if it was OBS or if it was actually YouTube now, but restarting it seemed to work. It was a bit problematic at first. And let me see something here. I want to see if I could get this up and running too. Of course, it just sucks now because I feel like I don't have as much time to share with you guys here. Let's see. There we go. I'll put that out. I think we're good to go, guys. So yeah, so speaking of PC deals, this is definitely certainly one. You know what seems to be having the issue is the vertical ones now. The regular stream's okay. It's the vertical ones that seem to be having an issue now. So I need to get a GPU. I have $190. Which would I get? If you have $190, you're definitely going to have to go to the used side. Definitely go to the used market and see what you can find there, if that's what you have. So, yes, food is absolutely the key. Someone order lunch so he gets more time to chill. Yes. If anything, I'll do what I can to get on later today for sure. Because we got another thing we have to do, which would probably be a very interesting stream. I'll probably end up putting it onto sharing it with you guys, giving Jonas a bath. I just bought Crucial's Pro DDR5, 5600 megahertz one. Yeah, you'll 100% be fine if that's the case. If you are running one stick of RAM, it's great. It will work fine. You won't have any issues. The biggest thing is I would highly recommend to do is just if you're on an AMD processor, you won't really notice any difference. It's more so if you're on Intel, you'll notice something a bit different. Of course, it's more efficient for you guys. So BIOS installing 3002 plus new, nice. It's going to look completely different too. Like once you're on that BIOS there. So yeah, so it seems like the short side's not working. But at least one is working. So I'll delete this one. This one's not working. So that's funny. So I guess it's just being picky in its own end there. For all my guys over on X. Hopefully it's still working. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that's still working at least. Okay. So I guess it's specifically the short side that's not working. I'm hoping 8400 will run. It should. 8400 should run stable, especially on that new board. I just hope it's not due to your processor. Then that'll be the case. I'm under the weather. Hopefully you get better soon. Guess out. I apologize to all the members that were trying to catch a member stream earlier. Fortunately, YouTube was having issues. I think it still does because I'm unable to do the vertical streams on for those who are trying to stream vertically. It's directly on this. I know most of you guys definitely prefer this overall anyway. So let's speak of the deals that we've seen. We've seen the Corsair 3500X, which I want to share with you guys, which is this PC. It's actually a decent for anyone that is looking for a case. It's only $60. So I will again share that with you guys out there whoever is interested in getting a PC case. So also got the Crucial one. Oh, that's pretty. That's a good one actually. Which one did you get? Which Crucial? Out of curiosity, because the P510s are a great one to go for, especially it's PCI Express 5, and it's not that it's actually a decent deal. It's not that expensive compared to, like, say, even Samsung's 990 is more expensive than Crucial's P510 currently, which is insane. um in fact, I'll show you. It's just like Crucial's Crucial P510. The P510, they got the 710. This one is the 2 terabyte version for $277. Not sure if this is going to be directly from Amazon. Let's just double check just to make sure. Yeah, it is. So okay, so this is $277. So it's still cheaper. Believe it or not, that's actually still cheaper than uh than the actual PCI Express 4 version, which is the Samsung 990. Doesn't make sense at all, which I will show you. If you look at Samsung's 990, oh, okay, so they ended up dropping the price. I guess they realized what they did was dumb. Because this was really expensive. They had this at $300. It was going to be a bit more. But again, for a couple of extra dollars, you can easily get PCI Express 5 if that is what you're looking for. But if those couple of extra dollars does matter to you, then the 990 isn't a bad choice to go if you are just gaming on your PC, for example. You will not notice between the two different ones. I bought the 7100. Oh, okay. So you probably got the Crucial, I think it's the 310, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or Crucials, I'll look it up right now. Crucial 1TB. The 710. Yeah, the 310. So the 310 is $165. So that just gives you an idea of how expensive RAM is. I mean, not RAM, SSDs are currently. So $164 is actually considered a decent deal for 1 terabyte now, compared to what you're used to seeing is a decent deal. I know you guys, most of you guys out there who have 2 terabyte drives already are thinking, man, that's how much I paid for 2 terabytes. But unfortunately, 1 terabyte is very expensive currently, and we're probably going to be at the end of a era for 1 terabyte. But so if you are looking for a GPU, one I highly recommend everyone, it's a decent one to get, especially with today's market, is going to be the RX 9070 XT. Again, the Steel Legend is a great one to go for. It's still very low. And if you're looking for an NVIDIA version that's still under $1,000, which I will share with you guys, is MSI's Shadow RTX 5070 Ti. You can actually pick that up for less than $1,000. Because if you guys don't know, which I will show you momentarily, I'll share this link with you guys too into the chat. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense, right? So the MSI released a new limited GPU and motherboard. It's insane, right? I'm hyped for that. That's a decent one. So it's 80%. Yeah, it's insane, right? How expensive it is. This is like the new averages now. But again, like when it comes to the pricing here, just to give you guys an idea here, $865.99 for this motherboard. I mean, for this, not motherboard, this GPU for those who are looking to spend under $1,000. And just to give you an idea how expensive RTX 5070 Ti's have been going, it's been quite crazy. Like, this one's a great GPU to go for, but it is $1,099. And this is not from No Scalper. This is from from Amazon. As you guys can see over here onto the right, this is where you would usually check where the unit came from. Now, This gigabyte is $1,099. It's a WindForce Overclock Edition. It's based on the GB203 because it's a 5070 Ti. So, bro, you're looking at the wrong spots. NVMe's, of course, demand a premium over 2.5 SSDs, where they're almost as fast and possible. More eBay. Yeah, eBay. Just gotta get a brand new 2 TB PNY SSD upgrade kit for 85, guaranteed returnable. Had excellent timing. Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. If you can get it cheaper on eBay, definitely go for it. But this is what the price is currently, the current climate is for when it comes to RTX 5070 Ti's. Like an Asus Tough Gaming is $1,069. And even the lowest model, which is the Asus Prime, is even $1,000 to itself. The Ventus, again, MSI RTX 5070 Ti, $989. Not a large fan of the Ventus, but it's available out there if you are going for like a white GPU. They do have it, and the 5070 Ti, it's sold out. Zotac Solid Core Overclock Edition is $1,088. So again, most of these RTX 5070 Ti's now are over $1,000. So the best deal, obviously, is the MSI Gaming RTX 5070 Ti. I shared that link with you guys if you are interested in getting a GPU, but please only get a GPU if you actually need it. Don't get it if you don't need it. It doesn't make sense to do that. Don't hurt your bank. Think about the food that you can get with that money. Honestly, think about food. So, Nvidia would have to pay me to use their cards. There you go. I like the sound of that. Ripple Snake, I want to build a M-ATX AMD box out the price of RAM and M.2, but is stopping me dead in my tracks. So if that's the case, that sucks. That really sucks bad. If the best deal I can tell you, if you have a Micro Center near you, you can go to Micro Center and you can pick up the Crucial P510 there. If you get the Crucial P510 there, which I will show you right now, Crucial P510. Let's see. It's $230 there. Again, PCI Express 5, 2 terabytes. It's only $230 there. On Amazon, it's a little bit more. They put that little Amazon tax on there. Of course, you can get it on Amazon for the convenience, but you can get it a little bit cheaper over at Micro Center for $230. That's definitely the best deal I can recommend when it comes to NVMe's, because Samsung is just insane what they're going with their pricings. Anything that involves Samsung is going to go up. And unfortunately with Nvidia, if you guys know, they use Samsung's memory. So that's partially the reason why it's more expensive. So Rugal wrote, he says, a 5090 Lite, it's an insane GPU and expensive. Liquid cooled 3 fan cool with a 720p OLED screen for no reason, 1000 watts overclocking option to make sure you have free I know. It's insane. If anyone goes for that, I gotta say, man, you just definitely had the money to spend. It's a lot of money. It's like $6,000. I'm serious, $6,000 for it, and that's in USD. So, yes, thank you, sorry officer. Thank you for letting everyone know. Lucked out with the 2 terabyte 990 for 180 off of Facebook Marketplace. Honestly, it's not a bad place to look. If you can get some PC parts, of course, you can even find like pre-built PCs on there for like on the cheap. So, again, if you are trying to get new components, that would be the best deal. Of course, if you would cringe at seeing these pricings when it comes to drives and storage here. Like if you were just to go into drives and storage to check out their just internal solid state drives, you would feel it's ridiculous. So if I were a WCCF tech, I would be asking for an apology from a lot of oh yeah, absolutely. I I agree. Sometimes they put out some really interesting stuff, I gotta say. So Samsung's 990 Pro, tell me how that makes sense. Why is it $400? It doesn't, even on Amazon it's cheaper. I don't know why they put the 990 Pro at $400. That's just insanely. Look at the price difference. Tell me how that makes sense. And look at the specifications. You have Gen 5 and it's 2 terabytes at 230 versus 990, which is at 2 terabytes again at 400. Tell me how that makes sense. And then you had the Samsung 9100 Pro for $420. So for an extra $20, you can get PCI Express 5 just to have the Samsung title. So again, that does not make sense at all. And then even when you go down, it just gets more disgusting, the pricing. I mean, look, the P310, which is, again, somebody just got the 1 terabyte version here, is $400. And this is PCI Express Gen 4. And again, fair price, not terrible actually. That's a decent price. The Samsung 990 Pro 4 terabyte is double the cost, nearly double. Tell me how that makes sense. It's $800 if you want Samsung. So what GPU would you recommend for 1K? For 1K, depending if you are using it for gaming, I would say go ahead. If you're using it for gaming and content creation, I would say get the 5070 Ti, and it would have to be, I just shared it, which would be the MSI Shadow. It's just under 1,000. But if you're looking for the absolute best, for a decent deal would be Gigabyte's WindForce, 16 gigabyte, I would feel, for the most silent one, because they have not as much coil line. But MSI is a great deal. Again, $860 versus something that's going to be a little bit over $1,000. So insane, right? It's insane pricing for 4 terabytes. It doesn't make sense at all. It's crazy how much more that they're charging for it. And then take a look at the 8 terabyte version. It's at $1,700 for the 8 terabyte version versus something that is, if you look at another 8 terabyte version, I'm telling you, it's not going to be nearly as expensive. Again, I'd much rather go with nearly two T710s, right? You can get 2 T710s for less than $1,700, and you would still get Gen 5 speeds, and it's 14,000 megabytes per second if you choose to go with Crucial. So, I mean, it's like, it just shows you how bad it is. If you're a hardcore gamer, then you actually need 4 absolutely 4 terabytes is definitely, like, I feel like the more common number to go to. But it's just, to be fair, it's very expensive. And for those who play, say, like at 1 or 2 games at a time, honestly, you can really get away with 1 terabyte if you play 1 or 2 games at a time. But if you require like 3 or 4 or even 5 games, the minimum 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes, of course, is ideal. Unfortunately, that's unrealistic now. Now, if you're trying to get the best deals, AMD bundles are definitely the way to go. And if you're not near a Micro Center, Amazon does carry Micro Center's bundles. And I'm not kidding. They do carry, which I will show you. Let me see. Let's open up another tab here. And it's the 9900X bundle that they do have from Micro Center. So if you're right here, Micro Center featured bundle here, where you can spend $450. Here goes a good one, where it comes with the 9700X with the B850. So if you're not near a Micro Center, they do have a store on here. So visit the Micro Center store here. Again, this is reliable as it's coming from Micro Center just through Amazon. So for those who are interested in it, that is, oh really? That's the same combo you have. That's pretty funny. So how's the second? It's not bad. Like, you have some people that are kind of oblivious to what the pricing is, and then you do have the scalpers that try to take advantage of the situation. But I definitely want to do a bit more research in it. If anything, one of these days, we will go live into the store. We'll go into like some sort of pawn shop or something and see what the pricing is for some PC components, if they have any. Or that would probably be the place to look to get an idea to see how they're pricing things. But or better yet, just go into the marketplace and figure out what they're pricing for their components. So in the BIOS, how do I enable fast? You can. I would recommend to for you have an Intel build, so I would say fast boot. I would just enable it. You'd be fine if you enable fast boot. Uh, it's a B650P. No, for this one, it was a. Let me see. Let me go back to it. Um, it is the B850. They do have the B650 though for it. Also, they do have this one, a Tomahawk for if anyone's looking for X870E. And this one is 600 for this kit. But remember, of course, it seems like a decent price. Only problem is when it comes to Micro Center's listings, when it comes to Amazon, is let's see, ban hammer on that guy. But anyway, this is it for the Micro Center deal for anyone that is looking for a deal on Amazon. But just keep in mind, keep room for pricing when it comes to RAM, because RAM is also ridiculously expensive. If you were to purchase RAM on Amazon, just to give you an idea, if you want a 32 gigabyte kit. Now, if you are struggling with a little bit of financials and that you don't want to spend the extra money that you don't have to, like example, you can actually get this RAM. That's actually a decent deal. A CL32 RAM, 6400 megahertz, $370. But just remember, Crucial is no longer in business no more for the consumer side. So when it sells, it sells. So when they sell out of these, don't expect for it to come back in stock. So this is a good opportunity for anybody out there that needs RAM for $370, which is CL32, which is relatively low latency that you can take advantage of for a RAM kit, especially if you're doing a new PC build. So I would highly suggest something like this, but also make sure to keep in mind of the gold fingers, which is the bottom of the RAM right here. So E, it just means expansion, really. So it's just they expanded PCIe Express slots. It gives you more lanes capability. So it's something to take advantage of if you have like a higher end AMD Ryzen processor. Like for example, if you have like a 9900X or a 9950X or any of the X3Ds, you can take advantage of those lanes. So Rugal says, well, in Turkey, the best second-hand card right now in 3070 Ti. They used to be preferred by pre-built shops back in the day, and now you can find one second-hand for 200 and to 100. That's not bad. So BIOS updated and waiting for XMP to be applied and boot to Windows. Awesome. Good. I can't wait to see it in action. If you guys haven't checked out Amir's build, it's quite awesome. I'm going to share it with you guys real quick. Take a look at this. This is a ROG. He got the full out ROG Maximus with a Intel 285K. And of course, he's working on powering it on now, and it looks just like this, guys. Take a look at that. Congratulations on his build. That's going to be quite the beast. And here it is with a Founders Edition RTX 5090. So, and in German secondhand, the market is a wild card. Sometimes it's bad. Oh, really? It looks just like yours. That's pretty wild. Now you can expect some decent, definitely great numbers out of this. I can't wait to see this thing on. It probably looks dope. I can't imagine how it looks. So also, what are your feelings on the retro case mods, like using the Silverstone cases, right? The Silverstone cases are pretty dope. I like the Silverstone cases. Let's take a look. So what he's talking about is these cases. But maybe Amazon will have them. Let's see, silver. I think they're pretty amazing for what they are. Yeah, no problem, Amir. So it's something like this. This is it right here. So if anyone's looking to do like say like a retro looking build, this is it. So some people might feel like, nah, I can't go for this. I can't go for something like this. But you might be actually impressed with it. It's it has enough cooling. This is what's important that you can't get out of a retro case. It would have to be modified if you were to do something like this. And Thermaltake View 380 XL or NZXT H9 Flow. Which one is better? And can yes, I would say the NZXT H9 Flow. Go for that. It's a much larger option, I would say. And it's known for its cooling. So that's why I would say go NZXT H9 Flow. So JJ Star Clash says, "Hey, I have an MSI M3372, and I want to upgrade to a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte SSD, but I'm on a budget of 100 to $200. Do you have any recommend?" Yes, Crucial's. We just took a look at it. Crucial's P310. I will share it in the chat for you guys. It is this one right here, P310. This is the one to go for because it's going to be cheap and it's under $200. You could go for the 1 terabyte or the 2 terabyte version. I would imagine it can't be that much more for a 2 terabyte version if they have it. Yeah, this is exactly $200. So I'll share this with you guys. So if you are looking for a decent NVMe, this is definitely the best you're going to get before the Crucials get sold out. Once Crucials sold out, you're pretty much done for at that point. So Turkish second-hand market is nice. So many people buy second-hand, half first-hand stuff here, and a full first-hand PC is rare. I would imagine there's some areas where it's going to be a bit harder to get like parts firsthand because it's going to be like pretty much like smuggled through. Retro cases were not that bad. Many of them were better than the modern. Yes, exact. And that's what I wanted to say. Like when it comes to the retro cases, they do have that option. The thing that would have to get modified. Let me pull back into the retro cases. Speaking of which, speaking of retro cases, what I wanted to share was that they don't have this. They don't have a vent if you choose to actually get like a real retro case. This is going to be vital, especially in today's standards. You need airflow, especially today when it comes to a PC case. Like you need the airflow before, but not as much as today. So the Silverstone ones are honestly not bad. A great choice to go with if you want to have like that sleeper build. Would be great to do something like a Project 80s or something, or Project 90s, I should say, not 80s. But it would be a fun build for sure. Like if you can have your bays, you can have even your hard drives, you can set your SSDs if you want. So they do have a lot of nice options when it comes to something like this. So thanks. Now I know what to save up for when I find a shop. Oh, awesome. Good luck finding it in a shop though. I'll tell you that. Crucial again. They're not around anymore. So once they do sell out, they're going to sell out. But hopefully, though, there's plenty of 310s. I think more people will probably go for the 510s anyway. So I can say that is in your favor for sure. Bro, is there any better alternatives than build cores? Now, when it comes to... let me go back to Fugger real quick. Corsair 4000D is my favorite case to build in. Yeah, like $120 Canadian. Absolute. I could see why. I can absolutely see why. Believe it or not, we had a 7600 X3D readily available everywhere in the launch, unlike most places in US. Oh, oh, okay, I gotcha. So, yeah, I agree. I agree. There is some better ones out there. So again, Silverstone Store, they have a lot of very interesting options. If they have great options out there for anyone that is choosing to go, like say, more of a server type of base case, they do offer it. In fact, they're one of the only ones that has a cooler for a Threadripper AIO, which let me show you what it looks like. Looks just like this. There it is. $393, but I gotta say it's definitely gonna be worth it for anyone with a Threadripper, because you see how long that cooler is. That's exactly what it's built for. Of course, it's nothing fancy, nothing crazy fancy, but it does exactly what it's intended to do, is to cool something like this one isn't the Threadripper, but for the Intels. But they do have a Threadripper one. I think it's this one right here. Is it this one? It's gonna look pretty similar, but you're just gonna look for the Threadripper size. But yes, it's going to keep a larger server base type of CPU cool. So wait, what do you mean a Crucial is selling it? Yes, the company does not exist anymore. So you'd have to be able to get it. You have to hope that the store has it in stock. Whatever they have in stock, that's it. It's not restocking. So love the Lian Li Airflow 216. Okay. Let's see. 216. I'm assuming you mean 217. Oh, they have a 216. They really do have a 216. But for some reason, I just thought of the 217, which is one that I currently have now. I have the INF version. That's actually pretty dope, actually. It's very similar to the 217, the Landcool 217. Just a bit more options. Like when it comes to the radiator side, you can actually set it up to the front and to the top. Now the 217 we're actually going to be using in Project Ninja, which is going to be an excellent build. We have some of the components ready to go. We have the Gigabyte Z890 ready for installation for the Ors Master. We're just waiting on Arrow Lake refresh, which is supposed to debut in March, sometime in March. And as soon as we get that processor, we can go ahead and do that project. We also do have the Gigabyte RTX 5070 Ti that is waiting to go in. Thanks to Gigabyte for getting this over. So this is going to be a large part of the build. Also, we will have the RAM coming out, which is something I'm working with one of the brands currently to send over, and hopefully we can manage to get this all together. But we should have Project Oris ready to go within March. So, hello, I'm new. Quick question: which is better, RX 9070 XT or 5070? Depends on what you're doing. What are you planning to do on your PC? I need some context, and then I can definitely help you out. So, oh, that's a, uh, oh, that's an need to buy and price. Yes, so what did they send? Includes direct X data union. What? I'll definitely take a look at that. Let's see. Let's see what he sent us here. So, oh, finally, direct storage. Thank you for sharing this, Amir. That is interesting that they are coming out with this. So if you guys are familiar with DirectX storage, what that is going to be for your SSD. So the faster your SSD is, the better it's going to be for gaming. So it seems that they are finally going to start to implement this, which took a long time for them to finally do it. So it sounds like they're over by where's this at? The session is, it sounds like Vegas because of where it's located. Room 3000. Yeah, it definitely sounds like Vegas. So now that they are actually going to talk about it, that's going to be very interesting, because once they implement this would actually help gaming in a big way. You're talking about like in a blink of an eye type of loading. So hey Chris, if I'm buying a Lian Li case, how many fans do I need to buy? So if you're buying a Lian Li case, they typically come with fans in them. So for the only fans you would really have to worry about, assuming if you're using an AIO, just worry about those fans. You can replace those fans if you want, or just keep those case fans. Lian Li's case fans are usually typically great. But I would just say worry about the AIO fans more than anything. That's the biggest thing to worry about. If you're not going AIO, you're going, say, more of a air cooler for your CPU, then you have to get at the minimum 2 fans at the minimum for that case. So Pillow Coon says NVIDIA is much better if you play less known games. AMD is usually gives me issues if it's not big, well-known games. Yeah, it all depends too, because I mean, like, look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty was made for AMD. It was never made for Nvidia. So it just depends on the type of titles that you truly play. Um, and AMD's usually decent, like when it comes to like a lot of 1440p type of games, depending on his type of monitor or display that he's using. So I am my games, but they don't usually play anything to high end. But I am also do I'm doing digital art and game making. So if that's the case, yeah, I would say if you're doing digital art and game making, then I would say Nvidia might be the way to go. Go with if you were to select a GPU. I would say the RTX 5070 Ti would be the better way to go, going 16 gigabytes. I wouldn't suggest going 12 gigabytes if you're going to do some game making because it's not going to really suffice. But if you're on a much tighter budget, then go RX 9070 XT. You'll be pretty much comfortable going on it. So, Bam Bam, guys, unfortunately, I know this stream seems a bit shorter than usual. I do apologize for everyone that joined in through YouTube. Thank you guys over that came over to Twitch to join in as well, and over on Twitter and or as known as X as well. If anything, if I definitely do got the time, I'll definitely make another stream. Unfortunate situations as YouTube's stream seems like it was not working properly. But I do thank everybody for coming into this stream. Make sure to subscribe, like, and join in on the Discord. And make sure to join in the members circle. Also, make sure to check out the merch shop as well. No problem. Just make sure to subscribe, join in our free Discord. Here is our merch shop. So what I unboxed was a Gigabyte RTX 5070 Ti that was on Wednesday, which I showed. So if you want to get some of Jonah's merch, I'm sure he would certainly appreciate it. He's going under the knife on Tuesday for his dental. So wish him well. He's doing perfectly fine now. I'm sure he's going to end up well. Just of course a very expensive surgery to get done, but I'm sure he'll be feeling a lot better afterwards, and we'll bring him in then. So, fam guys, thank you guys again so much for coming in. Certainly do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and be part of the wonderful fam bam. And again, see you guys soon, and I will announce if I do end up streaming sometime later today. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Have a great weekend.